Last one, we've got the San Francisco 49ers going on the road to take on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, this is it. This is it, right? I mean, the fun part is, right, the 49ers are favored. They're favored by 2.5 points here. And like how many teams, this late in the season, right? The Eagles, what? Like, I think they're 10-1. Like an underdog? Like who would think, right? At home. But the way that the 49ers have been playing, and then compared to how the Eagles, they just been like, playing from behind, doing comeback victories and stuff. Whereas, the 49ers, they've been dominant since they got Chase Young. Like that defense has just been killing quarterbacks and, getting that pass rush. So this is definitely a tough 49ers team. And then, they're going to be healthy too, or as healthy as any team. I think, in the NFL right now, obviously, they lost Hufanga right out there in the defense on the defensive secondary, but they still have, they have Deebo Samuel and we think we were talking about before how, during that 3-game losing streak, how Brock Purdy just was not himself without Deebo Samuel and then, Trent Williams and everything. Like having that talent around Brock Purdy, it just makes things a lot easier for him. And they're definitely going to need that against, a really solid defense for the Eagles, right? With that pass rush, with that line, Jalen Carter, I think he's kind of cemented Rookie of the Year. I think the Vegas odds are very much in his favor. They're maybe not as much of like CJ Stroud winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think CJ Stroud pretty much has that taken up right now. So especially when Arthur Smith isn't giving Bijan Robinson the ball and getting him touchdowns there. So, but Jalen Hurts, he's been a leader. He's been an MVP. He's led a lot of these comeback victories for the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles winning here. I'm also going to say, but I'm going to bet, though, the Eagles cover this. And I have a parlay. You can check it out on the Sharps app. I have it out there. Go follow me and everything. So definitely go check that out. But I have the Eagles at least covering this. I think they'll definitely sneak in that victory there. But I think they cover that 2.5 spread. Going to be a great game. I think my key factor here a little bit is Lane Johnson, right? I think that was like, all right, if Lane Johnson wasn't playing, he definitely seems like he's going to be playing. I think he missed last game. Maybe it was due to an illness, whatever virus was kind of running around. But Lane Johnson, he's going to be coming back. They're going to need him, right, against like Bosa or, Chase Young, whoever gets there. They're definitely going to need him there. So I feel good about having him, covering that right side of the offense. And then, Jalen Hurts, if he can continue to play on that MVP level, keep the ball, get it to AJ Brown, Devontae Smith a little bit, have that run game. They're definitely going to have that balance, somewhat of a balanced offensive attack, I think, to win this. So, but with that offensive line, I think a lot of good things can happen for them. So, taking the Eagles with the W here, underdog. Come on, 10-1. Let's go, Eagles.
Man, they've been like, the cardiac kids like all year with these comeback wins, these tight matchups, and you name it, great opponents, inferior opponents. Like they've just been playing some really, I don't know. I don't even know the word to put it. It's just like every game feels like you're on the edge of your seat, like waiting for them to drop one, and they just don't. But I think overall, when I look at San Francisco, I mean, coming off a week where they had 6 sacks, 12 QB hits, some fumble recoveries. It's just like, man, this team, and that's just the defense, and then you look at the offensive side and it's like everyone's healthy. They've just got a stacked wide receiving crew. They've got Christian McCaffrey, who could probably be MVP this year. I mean, honestly, with a batch of quarterbacks that have been, the stars haven't performed to star levels. The mediocre quarterbacks are making, much bigger strides this year. It's just like a very different type of year in NFL football. But CMC has been that one consistent where he's going to get all the ground yards he needs. He's going to get stuff through the air, and he's just you can't guard him. You can't guard him. Like he's just a twitchy he's a menace out there. So I just feel like Philly at some point, like I just can't see them continually winning these games. And I've picked the other team so many weeks in a row now where I feel like I just need to continue to double down against the Eagles. And it's funny because I always liked the Eagles. I've always had a soft spot for them, especially with Hurts and the whole team. And this will definitely be a game. I mean, this is the NFC Conference Championship right here. I don't think Dallas is in the same league as these two, to be honest with you. Like, they've had a great year, but in the same sense, it's like, I think when push comes to shove and the chips are at the center, I feel like these are the two teams that have the most fortitude. They have the most confidence. They have the most talent, in my opinion. Totally looking forward to this matchup. Completely surprised that the Eagles are underdogs at home, especially being a first place team. But hey, man, if there's one team that I think they're maybe going to have to play chase with this year, this is San Francisco 49ers, man. I think I'm getting to that point where if they stay healthy, I mean, they're my favorites to win the Super Bowl at this point. I mean, my team kind of dropped out due to a Burrow injury and had San Fran taking them on in the Super Bowl. But at this point, it's like, man, they just play their game. I don't think anyone can stop them, man. Seriously.
I mean, I've said this is the 49ers best roster, I think, in football. When you go through the line of from quarterback to fullbacks to return men, whatever, like just a stacked roster overall. So but yeah, this Eagles team, they're pretty stacked too. And yeah, it'll be interesting. And yeah, to the point with regards to the Cowboys, right? They need home field advantage because they can score 40 points against some of these teams here, but that's just probably not going to be happening here with just the way that these two teams are playing. So we'll see though. But yeah, Eagles, I don't know. Like I think at least Vegas had Patrick Mahomes as the leader for MVP, I think, until like last week, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see how now Jalen Hurts is, right? I think after last week and leading them that comeback, against the Bills, which both of us, right? We both picked, I think, the Bills to win that game against the Eagles. And yeah, the Eagles just pulled it off there. So I know.
It was so close, man. And I like the Bills a lot, so I'm like watching that game and I like the Eagles too, but I just I was feeling like good about the Bills going in there, getting a huge win for themselves. And man, just again and again and again, like they're on the opposite end of the luck in this year's, football season so far.
Yeah. No, and I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I feel like with the Bills, it's like you can only be in contention so much, and maybe the Bengals are feeling that a little bit, albeit they lost the quarterback. But I think the football gods, but they have a sense of humor to these things. It's like, okay, Bengals, yeah, you were in purgatory, and then now, yeah, you got a a generational type of quarterback, and one of the best wide receivers we've seen in recent years, in Chase. So it's like, yeah, you're just gonna have to lose your quarterback for a year. It's happened to Tom Brady and the Patriots before too. So these things just happen, and yeah, the football gods are just not in their favor this season. And then similar thing I think with the Bills at the moment. So we'll see if they're able to make it to the playoffs. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, these two teams though, it'll definitely be a battle. I think great game. I'm gonna just it's hard for me just to pick out a straight out winner, pick out a money line. But yeah, the Eagles got them covering, getting that dub. It'll be an awesome game though. I mean, this definitely it has the makings of a Super Bowl. I feel like more so of compared to I think any of the teams that are coming out of the AFC at the moment.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think if these two teams were independent of any conferences, I think everybody would love to see them go at it in the Super Bowl this year. Well, I guess that's a wrap for our weekly matchup coverage. If you're still with us, subscribe here on YouTube. Rate, review us anywhere that you may be listening. Follow us on Instagram at Ball and Breakfast. Check out the Sharps app. Wayne's putting up his parlay. Wayne, what's your actual handle on there so people can find you?
Yeah, it is like my full name. So Wayne Pua, Wayne Pua. So yeah, definitely follow me. Give me a I think give me like a fade, I think is what they call it. I'm still trying to like get acclimated to all these terminologies and everything here on the Sharps app. But yeah, hit me up. Let me know what you think about my bets. And and bet responsibly for sure. But yeah, definitely check it out and support the podcast. Link in the description, to support the podcast there. So, but yeah, I don't know. Definitely gonna be exciting week of football for sure.